In this video, we are going to talk about compound path and borders. What compound path does is it gives you a hole in a rectangle, sort of like a picture frame. Let me show you. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a rectangle and just pick up my shape tool. And you can do this with any shape. It doesn't have to be a rectangle. So this is solid filled, right? And I'm going to go ahead and draw a second rectangle, kind of giving it a picture frame look. And let's give this a different fill. Now what this is going to do is going to knock out this inside rectangle from that outside rectangle. Now if I give it a no fill, it's just going to turn solid red, so that doesn't help. However, if I get it to knock out, I can see what's on the layers below. That's your purpose, so you can see through it. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and hold down your Shift key and select both the rectangles. Then you're going to go under Object in the top menu, Compound Path, come down all the way, Make. Look what happens as soon as I release my mouse. Voila! We now have a compound path. The inside rectangle is a hole. You can actually manipulate this some. If you go under your white arrow and pick up the tool, the group selection tool, the white arrow with a plus sign, and just select the inside rectangle, I can move this around. So I can position this any which way I want. And we can see the layers that are happening below it. So this can be really useful. That's all there is to it. Let's look at the borders. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this and give myself another shape. Now, of course, I can apply a simple stroke to this. We've already learned how to do that, and we've done several versions of that. You can also apply, excuse me, interesting borders. So you would go under Window, and you have a lot of options. Go to Brush Libraries right over here, and look at all these options that you have. Let's pick up one of these. Look at all of these. Let's pick up geometric. How about that? And look at these. There are so many of them. So you can go ahead and just kind of apply one of these. You can apply any one. So you do have a lot of options here. And not only this, you can manipulate these even further. With this border selected, if you go under Object, to customize this border, you can go ahead and click on Expand Appearance. Look at what it did. It broke up all of these into individual vector graphics. They're all now paths and points. Go ahead and ungroup them, and you can start manipulating these. They are all individual. It needs to be ungrouped further. So if I just wanted to use one portion of this, I could go ahead and use that. Or I can start customizing these any which way I want. Certainly changing colors around. And of course, completely transforming them. Remember, these are paths and points. maybe not the look you're looking for, but you get the idea. There's so much you can do with these, and there are so many of them that are available to you. So it's a good starting point. If nothing else, you might want to pick some colors out of here, and a starting point to build your own custom borders. You can customize them as much as you would like. You can also, let me go ahead and clean up my artboard here. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a new rectangle. And let's look at what we have under artistic brushes. If you go under Window and Brush Libraries, you have calligraphic, and then you can just kind of go under here, paintbrush. Notice how it's toggled with your borders that we were just working with. And now we can, let's give this a stroke so it'll apply. Look at all the options you have right here. You can change your color on this. I'm going to go ahead and put my border on top, my stroke on top. You can make this anything you want. And of course, you can play with the thickness and thinness of your stroke to vary your paint brushes. Last thing I want to show you here is under swatches. We talked about this briefly in another previous video. You have all these other color libraries that are pre-built for you. So if you want to look at foods, we looked at vegetables, I believe, earlier. You can look at beverages, you can look at ice cream. So you have color palettes that are pre-developed. You know they'll work together, especially when you're working with the mesh tool. You may want to pick one of these and at least use it as a starting point. They will be very, very helpful.